Hey Simmers, I'm Erin. I played The Sims, and you're watching the next episode of the 100die Fundie Baby Challenge, a challenge in The Sims 4 where we take the 100 Baby Challenge to weird, culty, fundy church. You know, I keep calling it a 100 Baby Challenge. It's really more like a legacy Let's Play, and we just stop counting when we get to 100 descendants, and we are trying to get there much quicker than most folks would. So, today is Tuesday. It is homeschool day. As you can see up here, we are going to be appreciating objects. That's like our praying. We're going to be making resolutions. We are going to be telling stories. So this will be Mom and the others sort of teaching each other through their experiences. We're going to be getting into the wisdom booklets. We have school projects to do that, I mean, let's be honest, we don't really have to worry about too much. We have a few days before we go back to school. So I think probably our wisdom booklets is going to be the priority. And then we're just going to see what the day holds, to be very honest with you. Mom, I think, is happy that her girls are home. And these young ladies are going to get cracking on those wisdom booklets. They know to do it right at the table. Limestone still is sleeping in. He is... he was out for a while, okay? I also was poking around in his inventory, and he got his little third place trophy here. I'm so excited. He's just going to be hanging it up there. It'll be reminding him of all of the great things that he does. It's not like they really have a whole lot of competitions that they go to. So he's proud of himself. His needs are rough, you guys. Very, very rough. Oh, you know what? Mama needs to help her daughter with homework. Miss Citrine got done already. So Citrine, we're getting money from our crops. That's lovely. I'm setting Citrine to go and do the insect farms. She's active, right? She's a little bit of a tomboy. So I felt like she would appreciate that. I don't feel like her sister actually would. So Ruby is going to appreciate this mirror. I feel like she is, she's evil, right? Maybe a little bit of narcissism. Mom, what can you appreciate? I feel like Mom is going to appreciate her bed. Thank the Watcher for my bed that I can lay my head on and get some rest. Dad is going to appreciate the garden that he just got done fertilizing. Yeah. Garnett is just going to help her brother a little. She's taking care of the chickens. She's making sure that they have enough food. All of that. Cookies is like chilling out with the chickens. I love this. Aw, this is so nice. It is 9 o'clock, so this young man can get up. He's not fully rested, but you know what? He spent some time investing in figuring out who his future partner should be. This is going to be counseled to him as one of the most important decisions that he's going to be making in his life. What does he want to do? He wants to chat with his crush. Oh, he wants to talk with her. I think it's interesting that he wants to I don't know. They seem to have like a genuine relationship, right? They seem to really enjoy the slower kind of pace that this is going to necessitate. And listen, everyone is welcome to prefer a slow pace. Everyone is welcome to prefer, if you don't want things to get physical, that's not a bad thing. That's not a warning sign. That's not the message here. The message isn't, hey, you're not focusing on your physicality, and so therefore that's weird or something wrong. That's not. That's totally fine and valid. The big issue is that these really young kids who have their whole lives ahead of them, right? It's not unreasonable to assume that they would be living into their 80s. They are to be making a lifelong decision really, really early in life, really by their mid-20s. The expectation is that they are hitched, they are married, and they've made this decision and have obligated themselves to the rest of their lives. Also, guys, we have a cow plant. Yes, I cheated to get it. I went on the gallery, I searched for cow plant, I placed it. I'm not sure how I feel about it. They really creep me out. But either way, here it is. This is the very last rung on his aspiration. It's taken him his entire life to do this, adult life to do this, but whatever. James, don't say your watcher never gave you anything. Guys, I think I just had a really great idea. If you have seen the stream, and I think a lot of you have, But if you have seen the stream, we spent some time building a new community lot that I think is absolutely going to fit within the Joseph set of morals and what they want, what they feel like they're teaching their kids to want to do, to volunteer, and to really take interest in their community around them. They want them to be very community-minded people or community-minded Sims. So I think that this would be a good opportunity to go to our community center. We've decided it's a crisis center for those who are maybe having a harder time in life, you know? We have our heir trying to practice his guitar. I think that, he needs some fun. He needs to get his fun up. We actually might even go riding. That might be really cool to have him do. But I think for now, he wants to be Mr. Country Heartthrob. And oh boy, is he doing a great impression. I wonder if he is thinking of his teenage crush, Molly. Right now, he's probably thinking that because he feels anything, and they've had great talks, that she would almost certainly be a life partner. Uh-oh, I see a sink that is having some trouble. Let's repair this. Ruby is begging for new toys. Her mom did not like that at all. She's one of a set of the youngest kids in this household. Nothing she has is new. Like, she's wearing hand-me-downs. All of her toys are hand-me-downs. Her bed is a hand-me-down. Girl, like, nothing is new for her, and you better know that that's affected her. I think Ruby is trying to compensate maybe with her evil tendencies, that she's going to get what's coming to her because it's never been given. And the parents are trying to teach her humility, right? On top of being broke. Like, let's be real. They didn't get them new things because they were broke. But one of the benefits that they are sold is that being broke means that you can teach your children humility in a way that other people who can provide haven't. So they are coming into financial wealth now, but they are taught to bless themselves first. And that the children can, of course, they're parents, right? They do want to bless their kids. But if you out and out beg for toys, I don't know many people that would love that behavior, but fundies especially would have a problem with that. There would be so much guilt. There would be so much judgment laid on that rather than trying to meet the child where they are and understanding them. Ooh, we have 24 hours to pay our bills. Uh-oh. We're gonna have Limestone go for an intense ride with his horse. His sister's gonna, help clean stuff up. I think it's so gross that they put this in their inventories, but still. All right, we are finally off on our ride. That's perfect. I'm trying to make it so that Mom can tell these kids a story, but it's getting a little weird. And Messiah is over. Listen, he was kind of impromptu chaperoning our son. So this is our heir. Let's see, why don't we give parenting tips? That's annoying and passive aggressive. We can share his resolution. He's going to try and fulfill an aspiration point. And listen, they're talking about some stuff. They're having some deep conversations about how Limestone's date went, how into this young lady he was. And so while the men are talking and our plumbing is breaking, Garnett is back to Garnett. Let's see. So Garnett is going to be probably a stay-at-home daughter. She's not really romantic unless I expressly put her in a position and tell her to be romantic. She's compliant, but not really happy with it. She doesn't pursue this. So I really do feel like a life of single service, which is a pledge that she would make at the behest of the cult, to say that, hey, I pledge X many years of life to single servitude. You're normally encouraged, from what I have read. You make these commitments when you are Citrine and Ruby's age, right? For 10 years of single service. So for those that do make them, they are really seen as a very self-sacrificing move, because to hold off marriage and children, which is supposed to be the purpose of young men and women, is seen as very self-sacrificing to get closer to the watcher. But also, that is a huge deal. Yay, endurance level 6, wonderful. But Garnett has started taking over homeschooling for these girls. She's telling stories. She has earned, look, 152 simoleons on her day working at home. This would not be happening. Normally, if she were to be giving time to her cult, she wouldn't really be paid hardly anything for it. Yes, Onyx called to talk with Mom. Oh my gosh, the wall. Well, we've ridden our horse to exhaustion. Mama wants to volunteer with family. This won't really tick that off, but still, I like the symbolism of it. Let's pause here. We're going to travel with all of our family that is at home to what was the Rusty Horseshoe nightclub and bar. Very sinful, but through some shoulder rubbing with maybe the mayor, the governing bodies, those who are important in the community, it has become the Rusty Horseshoe Recreation Center. We're going to call it a crisis center, and I'll show you what I mean. So the Rusty Horseshoe Crisis Center is there for all Sims who have maybe not had the best start in life. Oh my goodness, look, it's Juniper. Juniper is Umber's wife. She's kind of half in and half out of this Fundie lifestyle, to be honest. She hasn't officially joined the church, but she's having like another kid. But sometimes life doesn't bring you down the straight and narrow path, and because of the horrific decisions, sinful decisions you've made, you have to have help. And you know what? These fundies are here to pick you up in your time of need, right? Meet all of your needs for a price. Oh my goodness! It's Molly's dad. Look at him. He really does want to he really does want to court these folks. We're just going to have everybody like make their introductions. It looks like he is making some stew to share for the poor, unfortunate, needy souls who happen upon this place. Dad is going to go say hi to the menfolk. It looks like Limestone is here sharing a story. Oh goodness, we have some folks here. It looks like Garnett is sharing or just introducing herself to Carrie Alves. We don't know what brought these young ladies, young men and women, maybe older men and women here, but it's an opportunity to share our testimony, and that is exactly what Garnett is doing. Oh my goodness, our sister-in-law is here, so we're going to see a lot of fundies who are dedicating their time or donating their time to proselytizing, helping to meet the needs. And I don't mean to insinuate that the people that share these things, even within this cult, aren't genuine. I think quite a lot of them have genuine thoughts and intentions, but it's for an agenda. It has an agenda. It is to find people's weak points, to help love bomb, and to help ingratiate them to the cult. Ooh, Garnett has discovered that Carrie has a secret bell of the eyeball. Oh, we have to read that. And she gave an amazing testimony. By sharing your testimony, Garnett has convinced someone to dedicate their life to the Watcher. Look, I am someone who has a faith, absolutely has a faith that is true and real and of my own volition. But there is no denying that people in a crisis center, while religion can be comforting, are also in a vulnerable place. And that can be a tool that you use to get in a more secure place, but not these folks, y'all. Not these folks. Absolutely not. Now, what secret did she overshare because of Garnett's prompting? Let's take a look. She's a watcher right now, you guys. That's what having an amazing testimony does with this mod that Jacob has made. When you give an amazing testimony, you get to change someone into a watcherite. So, for those that maybe don't want to go the Fundie route, let's say your sim is just a devout watcherite believer, they're not a Fundie, then, you can have a chance of influencing someone and sharing them and saying like, hey, maybe I want some of that for me. Or you could play it the way we're playing it, and it can be like manipulative and weird. Okay, so the bell of the eyeball. There are these rings I see folks wearing around town. They're odd, to say the least. It's not just how they look, it's how they look. if you know what I mean. They appear to be looking at me and only me. Every time I see them, the eyes follow me. Listen, it wouldn't be such a big issue if only one other sim had this ring, but they're everywhere, at least to me. And when I close my eyes, these rings are all I can see. I am never alone. The rings will never leave. I've been having nightmares about them. And lately, they've been escalating. In the last dream, I saw myself wearing one of them. It sent a chill down my spine. I would never let those rings get to me like that, would I? So, listen. Maybe you just felt yourself being called to be under the Watcher's eye. Or because you don't have an umbrella of protection, maybe you were feeling the Mother's eye. You know? Like you were vulnerable to the Mother's influence, and now because you are not just a Watcher, but you're a Watcher Fundie. Now because you're a Fundie, you are so much more protected. You never have to worry about the Mother again. You know what? It's been wonderful to spend time with you. We've made some great memories. I think we'll make more, I'm sure of it. Listen, these folks, I don't know what brought them here, right? But something happened. And we are taking full advantage of it to point to the Watcher. Okay, we're getting a little bit hungry. So are you kidding? I'd love to join Fundamental Hope Church. Okay, great. We have a new member. That's amazing. Juniper joined with us. And well, would you look at this? Messiah Masterson is baking. Oh no, the men are attempting to cook. We're just going to go say hi to Messiah. I don't know, like I was saying, you know, maybe she's in for single service. Maybe these young men are here to impress Garnett. Maybe that doesn't really do much. So this is Danny. Danny and her, I don't know, partner, roommate. Every time I play with them, there's always some sort of like relationship strife. I don't know what their status is now. But were living in our neighborhood, but they moved out because of the Fundies were taking over. I feel so bad for them. I don't know why they're back. Maybe to like get an inside scoop. I don't know. So Garnett is trying to clean up. We have a nap that makes everybody just obsessively want to make cakes. And look, this is a community center, and I love that our Fundies are the ones that are doing this. I forgot a garbage can. Oopsie. Let's pop that in. Let's pop it right outside here. Why don't we do that? So that way Garnett does not have to run all the way around in order to get all this stuff done. Like I said, this is a community center. I don't honestly mind that they're making cakes and stuff like that. I just wish that they would finish them. Because this is making it so that, oh my goodness, this is This is Sienna. Oh boy. How sinful. She's not only in not a skirt, she's in shorts. But that's okay. She doesn't really know better. But they would be here sharing food, meeting needs, building community with these folks. So this would be par for the course. And I like to think that they would probably have to have like a certain amount of community hours. Oh, look at Pastor James. He is trying to work on Sienna. Let's tell an unbelievable story about how our Watcher changed him for the better, you know? We're going to share our testimony to gain her trust, right? And make it so that she feels comfortable sharing with us. It's a great way to get intel. Meanwhile, any man that is here can learn how to work with their hands and stop working for this horrible, awful government that is definitely out to like persecute us, and all this other stuff. So we're just providing meals. We're providing fellowship. Listen, this is really what we're all about. Just meeting needs, right? Just the way the Watcher met our needs. And this is very beginner friendly. Like, hey, how community-minded these people are, how aware they are of other people's suffering, and their willingness to give of themselves to help. Like, who would not be attracted to a group like this, right? It looks like Messiah has a bad relationship with, I think it's Don Guzman. Garnett is just going to talk with him about that like, hey, you really have to, like, having horrible thoughts about someone is a sin that brings you outside of your umbrellas of protection. Allow me to convince you or convict you to do this as my brother and the watcher. You're right. I'll go back and talk to them next time I see them. Okay, perfect. Lovely. And it looks like Messiah is actually going off to do that. He's going to go say goodbye. Both of the people that she was talking to are leaving. She's got to pee. Oh my gosh, Molly showed up with her dad and she's giving donations. That's so nice of her. Listen, he wants to chat with her. So let's get them talking, okay? I'm wondering if any of the other teens are here. I don't think so. Wait, is that Corinne? That is Corinne. That is paranoid Corinne. Who is calling? No way, you guys. I've called to inform you that your great-grandsecond once removed cousin's friend's grandpa has passed away for some reason and has left a vast fortune specifically to you. Will you accept? Money, 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 give me now means that you're going to get married, right? You have to get married within 7 days. Under what conditions? Gives you 2,500 simoleons right now, and then no thanks is nothing happens, right? So I feel, and some of you have felt, like Garnett is called to single service, and she certainly doesn't have to get married. But listen, she grew up broke, okay? And if someone is calling, she does have a estranged family that probably has passed away by now. It could be that they've left her a vast fortune. What a story this would be to crack, right? So I think even just her investigative journal side would be like, yeah, sure, whatever, play along with it. And she will get stressed because she has so many days to get married. I think this will really give us, it'll help illustrate the dedication that she has to her promise that she's made, but also illustrate for us the push and pull, right? She may feel committed to single service. This may be something that she feels very excited about doing, but there still is going to be a cultural pressure to get on with her life, right? To start her own household. So this is going to be, I think this is going to be so cool. And who knows what will happen? Someone is stinky. Oh, it's because they ate Frank and beans. So, oopsie, everyone's going to be a little bit stinky, but that's okay. A community that toots together stays together. I don't know. So I love how everyone is just gathering. And listen, right now, this is probably very genuine on their parts. They probably do really want to meet needs. These are not heartless, horrible, strictly manipulative Sims. They are engaged in a manipulative cult, and the cult works to serve itself. But these guys don't know that. Oh my gosh, everyone's farting. Oh no. Wow. What does he want to do? He wants to ask his crush out. Oh my gosh. He wants to ask her on a date. Could we go on a date here because we're chaperoned? Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, so I cheated to make his needs happy because listen, we have a story. It's late, but I feel like we could go on another date. He is talking with Corinne about the windy weather. They have a little bit of a romance bar, but it's not like it is with Molly. He's very interested in Molly. So, Molly, dear, can you not make a cake right now? Let's ask her on a date. So this would be very normal for them to hang out, volunteer together, go to Bible or symbol studies together, go to culty church things together. This would be how they dated in front of people. Oh, one of our goals is to kiss our date, but that's society telling us. Society who's run by the mother, and there to trip us up. So we're going to ignore that. Let's sit and chat with our date. That is a goal. So I'm okay doing that. Let's stop talking with absolutely everybody. He is so flirty. They're going to sit right under the picture of Pastor Jerry. You guys, let me tell you about Pastor Jerry, whom you have written the story for. So this was a comment that I loved by Sherry Guy 8313. She says James Turner calls him Jerry. I think this is because his real name was Pastor Jeremiah. He was a pastor who led his flock through a particularly difficult time when there was a 2-year-long drought and everyone was practically starving. When Jeremiah called everyone to church for a weekend-long prayer service, everyone brought what little food they had, and together it made a feast. At the end of the weekend, it began to rain, and it rained for 3 days. The crops flourished. After that, the flock renamed their pastor Father Jerry because he led them to the watcher and saved their lives. Side note, he told a story of his childhood in which his dad called him Jerry. Okay, great. So this is, this is Father Jerry. We won't call him the founder, but he's a very influential figure from yesteryear, right, in the faith. And it is his spirit with which, he's saying goodbye to Corinne. He wants to be friends with Corinne. But listen, look at him flirt. Oh my goodness. He's doing so much chatting with her. Let's see what else. Let's share our testimony, right? Our testimony is a big deal. We want to be able to pour our heart out to someone that we are considering as our life partner. And thank you so much, Sherry Guy, for that wonderful origin story. I love this. He has a pristine reputation. Listen, he's an impressive dude. Okay? He gave an amazing testimony, and that's what pushed him over. Oh my gosh. So look, this is a big deal. We need to have some deep conversations. We're so good at that, right? I wonder what they are discussing. Like, probably the ways in which they are persecuted. You make my day so much better. Thanks for making me smile. Oh, let's have another deep conversation. Our sister is watching this. Like, listen, she knows that we're feeling this girl, okay? I think that we could possibly ask her to be our girlfriend. And again, this has to be in front of everybody, not a private moment. They will get time to like pull themselves off to the side. That's okay. Oh my gosh, I can't get this. This is like, this is kind of Fundie perfect. They're not even doing like the cute little kissy thing. Like they know, they're committed to abiding by the rule. No. What did I just say? This is absolutely our thumbnail. And look at how surprised she is. This is in front of everybody. They're high-fiving. She's like, yeah, high five. This is okay. I can't believe. Attempt to seduce my date. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got to get out of here. This was meant to honor the watcher, and it is now a cesspool of sin. So let's end our date early, okay? Nothing good happens after midnight. Legendary date, there's something special in your Sims household inventory to remember it. Yes. Okay, so guys, we have a girlfriend. Did he roll a want to do that? No, he didn't. But I don't know. I felt like that was the way the date was going. He did kiss, so I think he's probably going to have a talk with his parents about purity because he would have some repenting to do. He may not be considered pure by some families if he were to have kissed her. So he's going to have to deal with that. So guys, I think I'm going to leave it here. I could take us home, but like everyone's going to be in abysmal moods. And because it's so late, he is thrilled. He's thrilled with the day that he has had. I'm loving this. Guys, thank you for coming with me to the Crisis Center, with our Sims. I think it's been a great homeschool day. Next week, we will be having more homeschool days. We're going to be really getting to know Molly, I think, a little bit better. We'll see if this young man surprises us and Rolls wants to like not be with her. So we'll see there. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for your eyeballs, for liking, for subscribing. It really helps the algorithm. It helps the channel. I will see you next time I stream or post. Watch or bless. And as always, happy simming.